WWE Survivor Series is more than just any match with WarGames. It's the match beyond. Yes, the OG Bloodline versus the usurping Solo Sikoa and his new Bloodline. We'll get into this and many more matches, see who the winners and losers might be. Let us know your predictions in the comments below. This is Sportskeeda Wrestling. We will get to the big Bloodline versus Bloodline WarGames match, but what about the other big double cage tag team bout? Yes, the women's WarGame 10-woman tag team match. We'll see Candice LeRae team with Liv Morgan, Nia Jax. Why are they on a team together? They fought each other at Crown Jewel. That's weird. Raquel Rodriguez and Miss Money in the Bank Tiffany Stratton take on a team of Bayley, Bianca Belair, Io Sky, and Rhea Ripley. There is a bunch of loose ends here, and yeah, that Liv Morgan-Nia Jax combination on one side is weird, but the recent attack of Jade Cargill backstage and the women of WWE trying to find out who did that, the recent is she heel, is she a good girl moves by Bayley, they've all made some compelling elements that could come out well. Also, Rhea Ripley still wants to get her revenge on Liv Morgan while she's wearing that brutal face mask. This match will deliver more than people think, and there could be some real highlights out of Candice LeRae, who's trying to come into her own as a solo superstar, and Miss Money in the Bank has that briefcase. Could be an interesting place to cash in. No matter what, the baddies are going to come out of this. The team led by Nia Jax and Liv Morgan, I feel like they're going to get the win. For a very long time, the former Intercontinental Champion, now World Heavyweight Champion, the Ring General Gunther, felt like a real final boss. And we're not talking about The Rock. We're talking about like a guy who, in almost every single match, except a few, felt unbeatable. Now, Damian Priest has laid him out, and on the go-home edition of Monday Night Raw before Survivor Series, powerbombed him, or rather razor-edged him through an entire table at ringside. Yeah, Damian Priest has the momentum, and Gunther feels rattled. Now, based on standard WWE logic, Gunther mounts up and chops down Damian Priest. At least that's what I think might happen. What do you think? A revived, even more monstrous Gunther heading into WrestleMania season seems like the right thing to do. Sorry, Damian Priest fans. WWE's creative team is still sticking with the recent move over the past few years of less is more on their premium live event cards. Yes, 5 matches in total, including a United States title match between LA Knight, and the returning dark and weird Shinsuke Nakamura. Something makes me think that the King of Strong Style is stronger than LA Knight. Yes, this may be the surprising one, and LA Knight gets rocked out of his US title. Nakamura is in the final stages, reportedly, of a WWE contract, and he's always someone you can go to certainly have great matches. He's going to remind people that he is still someone who can play at the top level, and LA Knight taking a fall here and losing a title at this time of year is still something he can rebound from. The WWE Intercontinental title is on the line in a chaotic triple threat match. Sheamus interjected himself into a non-title situation this past Monday Night Raw in Arizona, with champion Bron Breakker launching himself into a table and the conniving Ludwig Kaiser being attacked by Sheamus at ringside. This meant Adam Pearce had to make a triple threat match, which does not lend itself to the champion having an advantage, as he can obviously lose the title while not being pinned or submitted. But something makes me think Bron Breakker runs with that title into WrestleMania season, and this is more of an issue between Sheamus and Ludwig Kaiser. Okay, let's get to the real deal here. The men's WarGames match will see Roman Reigns lead a team of Jimmy and Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, the honorary Uso, and CM Punk, who was recently added to the squadron in the most recent episode of SmackDown while I record this. Paul Heyman will be in the mix as he introduced CM Punk back to the entire revenge scenario, as Roman seeks with his alliance, which is an uneasy one, to take on Solo Sikoa, who has formed a new bloodline, with the Tongans, along with Bronson Reed joining their fold. And of course, the formidable Jacob Fatu. Of course, there's a looming threat of everyone seeing a surprise appearance by The Rock once again, who appeared at the last WWE Premium Live event, Bad Blood, with no explanation of how he will play into this entire Bloodline thing. Yes, it's his family, it's his drama as well. Will he show up? I don't know, but if he did show up, it would certainly be an eventful one, and he would certainly have to get physical in the big match with many, many people inside those double cages in Vancouver. And it would have to be clear who he was siding with. Is he going with Roman, or is he going with Solo Sikoa? Could this simply just be a platform to set up a WrestleMania match in November of 2024 for April of 2025? Or is WWE going to hold off for that until January when they make those big leaps over to Netflix? It's a lot. But here's something you don't want to hear, those faithful to the OTC. The OG Bloodline does not need this win. What storyline benefit? How does it grow from this point if we see Roman Reigns throwing the ones up again? Does it feel good? Yeah. But how does it benefit a new crop of younger talent on the side of Solo Sikoa? How does it benefit new talent like Jacob Fatu? How does it benefit Bronson Reed? Obviously, there's a lot more storyline points that you could pull more blood from with having dissent within the Roman ranks and having them lose. Yes, having them lose in big, decisive fashion. Yes, all those men inside the cage, something happens, someone drops the ball, and Roman's side loses in dramatic fashion. Maybe even setting up a match between Roman Reigns and CM Punk. Yes, CM Punk is certainly the outlier brought in by Paul Heyman here to bolster the side of Roman Reigns, but he was not throwing those ones up on SmackDown. He was still making his, go-to-sleep gesture while everyone pointed to the ceiling. He's not in the fold. He's a hired gun. He comes in, and maybe that's an issue as well. There's been a lot of dissension on Roman's side, and uneasy, as we mentioned, tension between all of them, and Roman has yet to apologize to his brothers and cousins in the Usos and Sami Zayn for manipulating them for years. Is his same hubris and narcissism going to cost his team the win? That's a possibility. Something makes us think that Roman is once again going to lose big in Vancouver. But if we're wrong, we're wrong. What do you think is going to happen? Let us know in the comments below.